College football is special because of the passion that the fans bring and the tradition and the pageantry that you can bring to it. There's nothing like it. The passion of the fans, bands, cheerleaders, everything that goes into it. You know, one of the other great strengths about being here at the University of South Florida is we are a relatively young university. And with that, it gives us an opportunity to build tradition. And I find that personally exciting to be able to create a new environment, to be able to be a part of something that's emerging and great. We've got a bigger story to tell than just the wins and losses. We're changing and impacting lives here, and I mean that. And so we've kind of coined the phrase of building tradition one champion at a time. And as that relates to our staff and to our student athletes and our coaches, USF is special from an athletic standpoint. Our football program has been strong. It's got an amazing coach with Coach Strong and the staff that he's built around them. And you can be part of an emerging and highly successful university that can make all of your dreams come true. So when you look at USF, we're a hot school, we're a hot football program, we're a hot athletic department, and we're in a market like Tampa Bay that there's nowhere else in the country I'd rather live. So when you put all that together, there's really no reason to look anywhere else.
Here we go, Jordan Broncoit.
South Florida, South Florida, go!
Where does strength come from?
The Bulls knock off a Power 5 team in
Your
a bowl
city?
game for the second consecutive
Your home?
year.
Or is it where you are going?
And this is going for a touchdown, 6 for the Bulls.
All the work and effort that brought you here, to the moments that define you. Strength isn't about what you can do. It's about what can be accomplished as a team. A family pushing each other toward greatness, to define their own legacy for a new era on the Bay. This is Bulls country. Bull strong, inside USF football.
2 claps to the rip, clap, 2 claps to the rip, clap. Woo!
Bull Strong inside USF football is presented by Coca-Cola, Hooters, Tampa General Hospital, USF Health, Florida Lottery, Wendy's. Wendy's is a proud partner of USF Athletics, and when the Bulls play, you win. Get a free small fry after each Bulls football game and score a free small Frosty when they win. Valid for 24 hours after any game day at participating Tampa area Wendy's locations. No purchase necessary.
We got a lot of speed.
A lot of speed comes out of Florida.
Extremely fast. We can all play with anybody in this country.
With anybody in the country.
We're hungry. We have a chip on our shoulder.
We continue to go out there and fight each and every day.
What's wrong with being the underdog?
No matter what it takes, we're just gonna try to win. That's what we're gonna come out there and do and just show the world.
We can run with anybody. So now it's just a start, but we're gonna keep it going. It's time to, put the lights on and start the show.
This segment of Bull Strong inside USF football is presented by Tampa General Hospital.
Most of the seniors that already graduated, they told us how their seasons weren't the greatest when they came in, but they stayed here because they wanted to change something here, and they wanted to make a difference here, and they wanted the program to keep growing, and they built that resilience in us. And now we're trying to build that resilience in everyone else on the team now, and I feel like that's coming along more and more as season progresses, and you can see it in everybody.
It takes, each and every day coming out getting better at something, you know, even if it's the littlest thing, you know. Coach Blue always say 0.27 better every day. It don't have to be a big jump of getting better, just 0.27. That's all you have to do is get better 0.27 each and every day, and it should help you out for the whole year.
Never giving up, I think. Never giving up. You know, we could be down a game, but as long as we have our minds right, and we never count ourselves out of any situation. We play all 60 minutes of the game, and whatever happens at the end happens at the end. But we're gonna give our all every game.
I think toughness is a huge aspect of this team. You know, being able to fight adversity is it's a character trait, but it also is a toughness trait. And some of these guys, you know, get beat up throughout the game, getting bruised, and they're still going out there and they're fighting.
Just being tough, like, to me, it means that just not everything's gonna go as planned. You know, not everything, you know, you may get knocked down a couple of times during the game, but it just means just coming back and just finishing strong. You know, not everything is gonna go as planned. You know, there's been times that, you know, as a defense, we haven't played well, like especially during, you know, camp, or we may have a bad practice, and just being tough and just coming back out and just finishing strong.
I want to give credit to that staff because they're doing a great job of bringing guys in here that can play ball, playing our style of defense here, our style of ball here. And those guys recruit well, and they bring them in, and we show them what the standard is here, and we raise it to our standard, and they go out and play great ball.
Come to compete. You know, when you get recruited here, when you do come here, you got to compete. You got a lot of good guys in all your positions, and a great team, you got to have depth. You got to establish ones, twos, and threes, and if we can rotate them out evenly and not have a missing link or a gap, that's how great teams are built. Having good depth, and when one falls out or just needs a break, so step in, and there's no lack of difference.
So it's different for me than the rest of the team because when I first came here, Marcus was that guy that was speaking and he was talking. So I thought he was always like that. But you know, talking to the guys on the team, they said it wasn't really like that the past couple of years, which is understandable because once you really get to know Marcus, he's more of a quiet, not like secretive, but he just kind of keeps to himself respectively.
Marcus was a guy who didn't speak at all, to be honest. I didn't know what his voice sounded like till probably my sophomore year.
But you know, when he's ready to say something, he'll say something, and that's been the same since conditioning and into camp until now. He's a leader on this team.
I played against Marcus Norman in high school. I knew him a little bit, but when we came here, we bonded real quick. You know, from 7-7-2.
Marcus has definitely blossomed. He's become one of my best friends on the team, and he's definitely stepped into that role and exceeded my expectation.
He's a great leader. He came in, he was quiet, just like me, both quiet. But since he's a starting tackle for our offense, he's been very, very vocal.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really get a lot of sleep last night, though. Why? I don't know, I couldn't sleep, Coach. I was too excited. Too excited, Coach. Too excited!
He's a very good leader. He's speaking out, like pregame, he'll do the chant in the middle. I forget what he does with it, but it gets your blood pumping, and he's a great leader. I love hearing him talk, and it's good to see a big body like that, big body person like that speak out, and makes you listen.
When the offensive line does bad, it affects him. You could tell because he cares so much. And, you know, he continues to push everybody on that line, and not only them, but himself. You know, he's a great leader, and he inspires me sometimes. So, I mean, he's doing really well.
Well, the choice really wasn't mine. It was kind of like a collective. Me and Billy Adair, we kind of share the position. We talk about it back and forth, but it's a new thing for me to try to be a leader for the team, and people trying to look up to me. That means I have to stay on my toes and try to keep doing my best so I don't let the team down.
We got a lot of speed.
A lot of speed comes out of Florida.
Extremely fast.
We can all play with anybody in this country.
With anybody in the country.
We're hungry. We have a chip on our shoulder.
We continue to go out there and fight each and every day.
What's wrong with being an underdog?
No matter what it takes, we're just gonna try to win. That's what we're gonna come out there and do, and just show the world
You can run with anybody.
So now it's just a start, but we're going to keep it going. It's time to, you know, put the lights on and start the show.
Bull Strong inside USF Football is presented by Coca-Cola, Hooters, Tampa General Hospital, USF Health, Florida Lottery. Wendy's. Wendy's is a proud partner of USF Athletics, and when the Bulls play, you win. Get a free small fry after each Bulls football game and score a free small Frosty when they win. Valid for 24 hours after any game day at participating Tampa area Wendy's locations. No purchase necessary. This segment of Bull Strong Inside USF Football is presented by Wendy's. Road trip to the Lone Star State for an American Conference showdown against Houston. Charlie Strong's Bulls started the week as one of only 5 unbeaten FBS teams left in the country. The Bulls and their fans travel well. In fact, South Florida had won 13 of the last 15 games they played away from Raymond James Stadium. For the second straight season, they were 7-0, looking on this late October Saturday to become the first 8-0 team in school history. Their string of excellence has now spanned several seasons, as only 2 teams in the country have more wins over their last 41 games. They knew they would be challenged by a Houston Cougar team that had lost just once and was also unbeaten in the conference. Everyone anticipating an old-time Texas shootout between 2 of the best offenses in the nation, and they would not be disappointed.
For the second time on the drive, the Cougars convert on 3rd and long. They fake the jet sweep, and there goes King.
Houston scored on their opening possession. A peek into an afternoon that would feature over 1,100 combined yards from these 2 electric offenses. In the first quarter, though, the Cougars jumped out 14-0.
Fake the jet sweep. King running right. He's got Carr as a blocker, but that one's blown up in the backfield by Greg Reeves.
Reeves was on his way to a career-high 12 tackles, while the offense found their sea legs and would also find the end zone 3 times in the second quarter. Jordan Cronkrite got the first one to cut it to 14-7. Oddly enough, on a day made for the offenses, it would be a defensive play that would be one of the biggest of the half.
Derek King's had a little time on the sideline. He comes out, and that ball's picked.
Mekhi LaPointe could not have picked a better time for his first career interception, a spark the Bulls were looking for. Freshman Johnny Ford needed 1 play to turn the turnover into a touchdown. A nifty 32-yard run that helped him to the American Conference honor roll for the week.
And there he goes, Ford makes a cut to the end zone, and just like that, we're an extra point away from a tie game.
The Bulls had scored 2 touchdowns in 13 seconds.
King wanting to go to the air again and taking a deep shot to the end zone. He's got his man, and the adjustment made, touchdown.
Charlie Strong's team adjusted as well, and again the freshman Ford with one of the most improbable runs of the week.
Trying to bounce it outside, now getting ground, does get a block, and there goes Ford down the sideline. You're kidding me, really? Touchdown.
Ford and the Bulls ran for 176 yards in the first half. More important, they had tied the game again. And while they scored 3 second-quarter touchdowns, Houston scored 4 in the half.
28-21, Houston leads South Florida at the intermission.
The Bulls had been a strong second-half team all season, and although forced to punt to start the third quarter, special teams managed to set up another score.
Ooh, that takes a South Florida bounce, and they keep it out of the end zone.
Trent Schneider's punt to the Houston 1 forced a Cougars mistake. Intentional grounding in the end zone.
Receiver in the air, and the quarterback was still in the box.
Yeah.
Because of the foul and occurred in the end zone, the result of the play is a safety.
Holy moly.
Bulls fans were still celebrating when special teams struck again on the free kick. Not Johnny Ford, but the other number 20.
It's actually Sanders. Still going. All the way inside the 25-yard line.
Bentley Sanders' return set up a field goal.
Goldie Weiss.
But the momentum shifted when Houston converted on 4th and 7.
King, draw. Trying to weave his way through traffic and breaks the tackle. And he has the first down. And he's going to the end zone. A game-changing play by Derek King.
It was a tough blow, but the Bulls stayed stubborn.
One there. Barnett hits him in stride. The tight end, Mitchell Wilcox. Give it to him again. Weaving his way through, and he again jogs into the end zone.
Maybe a flag down in the middle of it.
Hang on.
A holding call negated the touchdown. A field goal brought the Bulls within 6, and they weren't finished, answering a Houston touchdown with another of their own as the shootout continued.
In stride, tumbling into the end zone. D'Angelo Antoine touchdown.
3 times in the first 7 games, the Bulls had come back from double-digit fourth-quarter deficits to win. This time, they fell short.
We're a better football team than what we showed today. When you play on the road and you play a really good football team, you got to be able to get turnovers, and you can't turn the ball over. And so we still got a long ways to go. We still have a lot of work, and our season is still in front of us. We just got to go out and get ready for the next one. But this is a good lesson learned here today.
The Bulls never accept losing, but they will use it as a tool and learn from it.
We got a lot of speed.
A lot of speed comes out of Florida.
Extremely fast.
We can all play with anybody in this country.
Anybody in the country.
We're hungry. We have a chip on our shoulder.
We continue to go out there and fight each and every day.
Hey, what's wrong with being the underdog?
No matter what it takes, we're just going to try to win. That's what we're going to come out there and do, and just show the world
We can run with anybody.
So now it's just a start, but we're going to keep it going. It's time to, put the lights on and start the show.
The Bull Strong Inside USF Football postgame report is brought to you by USF Health.
You can't give up 5 touchdown throws. You can't be 13 out of 17 on third down. You got to be able to get turnovers, and you can't turn the ball over. And it's hard to match scores, and it's hard to just play catch up. And that's all we did. We got down 14, then we tied back up at 14, then we tied up at 21, then we gave up a big throw to make it 28-21. And when you play a good team, this what happens to you, and you end up getting embarrassed.
O-line was doing a great job. Our run game was working. We were being successful in pass plays. Those 2 times we were in the red zone, I wish we would have came by with 7 points. That holding call that set us back.
Give it to him again. Weaving his way through, and he again jogs into the end zone.
Maybe a flag down in the middle of it.
Hang on.
Well, Johnny's a really good football player, and he's a guy that runs, they really can't find him, but he's able to bounce the ball to the outside and go get the scores.
Ford, he bounces out to the left, picks up a block from Antoine, gets the edge, and Johnny Ford, next stop, end zone.
But, we know what type of player he is, and know he's an exceptional player.
I mean, it's just vision. At the end of the day, I just want to give it to my O-linemen and the receivers that block. And at the end of the day, they the ones that deserve the credit, because I had the easy job by just running. And they the ones that saw me and actually delivered the block for me to get to where I got.
I think pretty much the whole team in general knows, from the little that we got to speak about it, but, we still have our goals in front of us. We can't let this setback, push us back even further for the rest of the year. We have to learn from it. It was a really good football team today. I thought that, we were in the game for the most part until the end. So a lot of learning experiences, and, I think we're going to come out and do better.
But you have to play better. You don't give up big plays, and when you get opportunity to drive the ball, you got to go and score, but you got to go out and get stops. And we didn't get stops. We did, 13 or 17, I think, on third down, so you didn't get the stops.
When it came down to it, 50-50 balls, a lot of run balls, we had a chance to get guys on the ground, and we just didn't. So just execution. Flat out, I feel like we just weren't ready to play. And that's on the players.
It's just adversity we had to face. I feel like we could play with anybody at any moment. We just came up to a slow start, then we started getting the pace.
A lot to learn from, but this team, our goals in mind are still available.
You just got to go play well against Tulane. You got to go on the road to Cincinnati. You got to go on the road to Temple. Then you got to come back home to Central Florida. So the games are there for us. Now it's just a matter of us, going out and to go compete hard enough to go get them. This one was a tough one just because we knew what we were facing. And not to have the showing that we should have had is what's upsetting. We still have a lot of work, and our season is still in front of us. We just got to go out and get ready for the next one. But this is a good lesson learned here today.